Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia. It's April 18th. Wow, it's getting late. A little bit after 11 o'clock Eastern. I apologize about the delay. I was actually trying to do a little bit of work here to get some data. I was trading and time goes quickly. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, the market opens at 9:30 Eastern and they have a video to do at 11, which is fine. I set the time. The team behind me wants to, obviously work with me, what's best for everybody. I thank them for that. So I apologize if I'm a little tardy. I'm just, trying to get things going here. Okay. So like I do, every weekend, I've been taking more and more notes. You can see that it like comes through here. I've been taking more and more notes. So obviously everybody should be in TradeGATEHub, and that's my signature sign on. Good morning, Coach, to you again. Thank you. That's my signature sign on right here. And I want to thank everybody. We had a couple of days that we were off. Actually, we were doing some work to our whatever the tech people call it, and I appreciate that. They did a wonderful job. So being off those couple of days, I missed the camaraderie too. That's why we're here, believe me. So thanks for everybody being in here. Mo, G. Okay, so the bottom line is I wanted to say this. Anything that I want to get down what my notes were first, because I think, come on, this is more important. Any calls that I'm doing, and I'm not really a big option trader, I've, did my due diligence and I'm open for discussion. I'm going to go out until at least August. You know what I mean? Because, I think a lot of things are low priced and maybe even bigger, more than the inflation or bonds at this point. I'm not even sure. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not sure. Like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty. Yes, there's short term, as I posted here before, the most pessimism since, what was it, Gerard, like 1992? I mean, come on, you know what I mean? There's been a lot going on since 1992, including, 9/11, and we've had a couple of other rate situations. Didn't even seem that sensitive, but I digress. You know what? The bottom line is, and I said it on TradeGATEHub. Let's go through here. This is my macro view. Gerard's going to be one of our guests one day. What I mean? It's no surprise. There's the chart. I mean, it's either are you going to really take a stand and hope they break all the averages through the resistance when there's a ton of overhead supply? Seeing it even today. Let me go to my screen for a second just to show you what I'm looking at. This is it now. Maybe I'm being maybe I'm being incorrect because I'm going on different tangents, but thankfully the team knows that I do this, even though what I'm saying is really, really relevant. I do jump around a little bit, but as I said, that's why we have the TradeGATEHub YouTube channel. So, if I miss anything or you want to get a picture, here's my screen, by the way. That's what I was going to do. And the point being is if sometimes I go too fast, maybe I'm a New Yorker, I talk a little bit too fast, I have a million things flying through my head, trust me. So the point being is go back to the YouTube channel, and there's my screen right here. But and I'll actually leave this on for a second. I mean, as I've always said, this is the bottom left is the main what's going on in the market right now. There's banks, golds, oils, cyclicals, a couple of semis. I mean, this is my universe. I also want to say some other things. This is my main screen. So some people think, if it really doesn't matter to me, that I have too much. Some people think that I have less, or not that they're questioning. It's more of why do you put that much? But so you suppose my retailers, which are on the top left, here you go, Target, Walmart, Chewy. So I also have another screen that I go, boom, like if the retailers are moving, I go, boom. There's my ancillary list of retailers, Dillard's department stores, Urbans, Bed Bath & Beyond, Victoria's Secret, Gap, and so forth. Another thing that I do, and I am jumping around, is, as you can see here are my payment processes for the stocks right here. So on a daily basis, I go through each, like, for example, let's use PayPal, Square, AFRM Net. On a daily basis, I go through each of these charts. And suppose Square has been acting well for the past 3 days. Then Square goes right at the top. So if something is happening in that group, now I know I don't trade second by second, but it makes it a lot easier to process. For example, if SoFi is acting the worst in the group, and I believe it is, of these payment or whatever you want to call them, the banks. That should be on the bottom, SoFi. So if for example, Citibank, there's a bank right now. I think that, well, that had earnings today and it might be acting the best within the next maybe 1 or 2 to 3 to 5 days. I'm not talking going long term. So that's how I kind of rearrange how I arrange my screen. They're always in the same areas, but I do rotate them based upon how they're acting or how their relative strength has been showing. Target. Let me give you another example. Target top left. Is anybody argue that that's been one of the strongest retailers? Walmart. Well, actually, Walmart, this is what I'm going to do. Walmart goes in the top. So that's acting the best. So if I'm jumping around or whatever, as long as you can see my screen and you get the picture really what I'm doing. Okay. Going back to our routine, which is again Monday morning, the most relevant information, the most information I put out during the week. So I want this to be a dynamic rolling situation, so you can almost get this in your head. Okay, for example, here is where short-term sentiment is right now. Right now, the future's up 750. Then, they're basically unchanged, so they're probably waffling around right here. If I don't post this, and I will, don't get nervous. For the rest of the week, it is a good trading vehicle. It's not the only trading vehicle. So if I post this for the week, so say the market's up 3% the next day, and Wednesday it's up another 2%. You want to get this internal clock in your head where you eventually don't want to need me and coach or even TGH for that matter. You're going to need TradeView Markets and Rhino Trader. Trust me. It might be up here. You know what I mean? So you want to kind of, pardon me, it's not really timing. You want to build that sentiment clock inside your head. It gets a lot easier. So you don't have to always be referring to it's in other words, it's part of your routine and not part of your execution. You know what I mean? It's like the lineup drill in basketball instead of taking the three-pointer for the game. Okay. Bearish macro views, go through it at your own time. There are a ton of bear flags out there now. Some of them are brushing them off a little bit, but it's early. It is only 11:15. An hour and 15 minutes to disseminate, well, actually 2 hours and 15 minutes to disseminate the information over the weekend. It's early. S&P future sentiment. So we're up 7 handles right now. We're unchanged. NASDAQ unchanged. What is NASDAQ? And NASDAQ right now. Okay. So it's a quarter. So right here, stock picking, short-term bill bear. I mean, that's something, that just like Gerard asked this morning. And even when I said this other statement, bearish sentiment is just off the charts. And there's the Bank of America Bull indicator, which will edify that. Now, Bank of America has a lot of older clients. I don't think, my mom's not using Robinhood. She might, she uses, I think she uses the bond firm, Lebenthal. Anyway, Bank of America indicator. This is it right here. This is even what Helene says. Smashing into bullish territory. Correlate the charts. 2013, the last time we were down here. Listen, you have to stretch out the chart. You should, but anytime they're dead, let's use this example right here. Pinned, and they bounced. Right here, down. Then they bounced. So, you know what I mean? Listen, maybe they're going to, come on. Maybe they're going to keep rolling into commodities, which it certainly looks like that by how Moss is doing CFD. So that's the bottom line, TLT. That's what's moving it. Sector sentiment. Pardon, it's no surprise the SEBI's bounced. There they were right here. It's no surprise that the banks bounced. It's yet to be determined if there's a dead cat bounce, but still, what I posted, and I'm not trying to post much in terms to oversaturate people's ideas because, as Mo said, this is a fast-moving room, if you will. But one of the three things that I did post this morning was, besides this is the real trader who's pressing the buttons. I said it right here, ton of C calls going off, and that was what? That was an hour ago. I even posted it an hour ago. C bullish. Right here. C 2004 leap, 24 leaps going off. So that was an hour ago, right? So where's Citibank now? Here's C. As I saw Bank of America an hour ago, Citibank was at 9. What is it right now? 11:16. So let's go to 10:16. Citibank calls are going off right here with 51.70. No, it's 52.80. So I did see Bank of America acting decently, if you will, at the time that I saw those calls go off. So buy some Citibank. That's what the smart money is doing. They're pounding calls. I could have posted a couple of other things, but you know what? I'm trying to be prudent. And like I said, going back into more TradeGATEHub here, further down. Okay. My point being is with earnings really starting again. I mean, you even have Tesla this week. I'll go over the earnings chart in a second. Is that where are we? Okay, sector sentiment. Like I said, I want to go with what I verbally said. And it was important because as earnings starts to heat up even more, I made a point of this, and I'm going to stick to my plan because please listen, I'm an active guy. I'm up early. You know, if things hit, I want to do it, but it's not sexy. But there's the real money is waiting for the next 2 weeks to take for earnings to take a stance. You know what I mean? You know, if you look where Square has come from, hold on. I'm just using this as an example. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't think anybody's going to wind up if Square has good earnings and has good volume and stays and things, the price act. I don't think anybody's going to wind up paying 150 for Square, but they're going to wind up you know, I'm using this as earnings example, but if you start now and you're averaging down, just like the other, I mean, I'm in a couple of positions. I have to listen. I'm not adding any new positions. That's why I posted a very few stocks or very few like Citibank. If I'm posting a lot of action on Citibank, A, it's obviously true, but B, you know, I'm obviously staying a little bit outside the line. So I'm, you know, I've been saying all along that I've been having more, it's one of two things. The swing trading, and thank you for the compliment, Gerard, is not working. You know what I mean? Because it could be a day up and 2 days down, and those 2 day downs are just the move, and it's all commodities anyway. So, like I said, and Coach will edify this, I'm having I'm losing more sleep, and I'm saying that for effect, or I'm having more trouble honing in on stocks that I want to put to work 3 to 6 months to 1 year. That I'm worried about what I'm going to do when I get off the video. I mean, the markets act, you know, I can take money out of the market every day. It's just you know, like I say, I'm making it more difficult than it really is. So, like I said, I'm not really doing anything for 2 weeks. It's not, you know, it's not. I'm not, you know, I'm still going to get the same, still going to do the same process. But if something changes dramatically based upon what I'm seeing, like look at XBI today. Look at XBI. I mean, the market's up a little bit, but if you're in this XBI, I mean, this thing, you got no shot. You know what I mean? What's going to make XBI turn around from here? I don't see. And I was bullish on it. What's going to make, what else are we looking at? What else? I don't even look at the screen right now. Like lithium, HPK, cold. Oh, they got me there. All right. So this is what's breaking. Come on. So let's look at another example. TCGC, Square, Sentinel-1. Let's use that example. Another one. You know, it's Path. Let's even use that one. You know, we sold it at, right. We thank God we sold it before earnings at 28. I bought it, I think, at 23, 22 and a half, and I sold it like 23 and a half or something that earnings day. Now the stock's 18. You know what I mean? Something like Path. What about Asan? The CEO bought, right? Guys, you remember this? Who's ever listening? Trust me. Asan. Well, I even have to make a point of this. Google. I hope you could see this. ASAN CEO. Okay. I post it all the time. The Asan guy has bought $1 billion worth of stock. And I can tell you his average price is $57. Read the article or pause it on TradeGATEHub. So this guy buys $1 billion worth of stock. His average price, I know for a fact, is 57. It should say it here. And just let me show you this. Even this guy's wrong. They might get wiped out. Asan, his average price is 57. Right here. Bought $1 billion worth of stock. So this guy's down 600 million. And you know what? I liked it too. But if just like Hood, the CEOs were buying? I mean, if these guys are wrong, what at this point, what long-term chance do we have? All we can do is do this. Do this right now. Most active, if I'm on the thing. Most active right here. What's moving up the last 5 minutes? What's moving down the last 5 minutes? TGTX, IMPP, I sold it this morning. MF, progress. Breakout on the day. Let's go to even something like this. Relative volume breakout on a day. There are things to trade, BB. Well, they're all oil related, rig. But until earnings step aside, Apple, you know what I mean? Let me look at Apple again. This is a week, these stocks are making 10% moves in a week. Some of these stocks don't. Apple went from 331 to what, 418, whatever, 180. You know what I mean? ON Semiconductor, another one. I mean, so I can't take a stance here. Every time I tried to take a stance here, holding the 200-day, nothing's happened. What's happened with MOS, Parabolic, CF? Not yet. NTR, the second best of breed, same thing. ADM. Let's look at our new high list. We'll go back here. New highs. This says it all. And the time of day. Bungie, MPC, Valero, PSX, Capital One, PBF, AR. Except for Capital One, they're all oil related and or steel a commodity. Let's go to new lows on the day. Going by the time. TDOC. Is that really breaking a new low? TDOC, 3M, BWV, you bastard. Disney's making new lows, Dick's. So it's all, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to the new high list, which were predominantly oils and steels, this will tell you more right here. Well, actually, let's go breakdown in the day. Breakdown range even. Breakdown range now, let's go. Time range. Okay, so you have everything from Disney, from TDOC, to Chinese Baidu, to Workday, which is cloud, to Take-Two, which is video gaming, to Coupa Software, Twilo Software. I'm long that long term. I am. Not going to lie to you. I'd like the Twilo. I'm not going to. Here's the chart on Twilo. Looks like the whole market's breaking down as we speak. I like Twilo here. I think it's a good. I think I turn around and I sock that Twilo away. I'm a winner. I'm not going to add to it now though. Twilo. 1 week. This is 4-1. So 4-1, it was 175. And right now it's 412. So 2 weeks later, what's 10%? 17, 4, 15, probably 18% move down on Twilight. There you go. Even Tony Pistachio is getting upset. You hear him? All right. So I have any other questions? Because I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't like these things breaking low. I'm not adding to positions. I'm not starting any new positions, but what I see here is the market moving down precipitously, and that's not good for TradeGATEHub. Here's the list. I'll show you the futures. They were up 7 the last time I looked. Now they're down 5. So now let's go back here. So if I was off the air, I would see that the market's made the move right here. Let's look at the minis for today. So let's look at our levels. I know I might be going on a little bit. 1 week. All right. Tony wants a walk. Now, Tony's probably going to bite the mailman because he's giving us a margin call. Actually, we're not on margin ever. Don't ever go on margin. I'm being facetious. But here's our level in the futures, guys. And we're going back to March 22nd. Now, the problem here is that the longer, and Coach will say this too, the longer that these get tested, bounce up and down, the more violent it will be when it breaks. It is. When the levels get like that, let's go to 3 months. 3 months on the minis. All right, so obviously they're holding to here. This is, you know what I mean? This is a bad situation. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what, G? The market has a tremendous amount of bulls. Maybe it already bounced this morning. You know what I mean? Where's the TQQQs? Let's use that as an example. Maybe this bounce up to 48, took off some of that NASDAQ future pressure, And then it unwound. I mean, it moved from 46.20. I mean, now they just said they let it go again. So, like I said, what am I going to look at if I wasn't on here and I see the market doing this? I go right here. I'll go here, share, new share right here. Okay. Because I want you guys to learn how to use this. There's many of them, but this is the best one I thought. Moving down now in 5% in the minutes. Okay. So Mullen, BBI, IO Physical, BK, these are the stocks that are moving down in the last 5 minutes. What I'm also interested in when the futures are doing that, what's going up now? What's moving up? Well, the futures are I bet I could guess. CEI, GSAT, nothing. BTU, oil. Now, let's breaking down. Let's look what's down on high relative volume. This is where I get the pad. And I shut off my screen. Down on high relative volume. I'll just, Nectar, that had news, okay? Change on the day and move in the last 5 minutes. CLVR, nothing. I'm looking for price too last. I needed something to be, so 75 Schwab. All right, that was a simple trade, wasn't it? Short of, there's Schwab. It had news, relative news, or news. Once it broke the opening range, right there, probably should have been shorted right here. Probably shorted again if it goes to that 75 whole number. But here's the Charles Schwab. You know what's going to stop this thing? That broke everything. I'm going to short Schwab one time. If I was long this stock, I'd be in trouble. What else? Schwab. What else are they looking at? KC. Oh, thank God I sold that one. The insiders were buying. I sold that, I think, at like 520. And I took a loss. Look at that for a week. Took a loss on this thing. Riven. They couldn't hold it. No. There's Riven. Going to make new lows. Look at that for a week. Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, what else? NVAX. UAVS. Nothing. Any questions, guys? All good? Here's the main screen. Futures at 43.80. So what was our plan today? Our plan was this. Bottom line. Okay. And I'm going back to TradeGATEHub to finish with the plan. Because the plan's most important. Okay. Here we go. The plan. Thanks, Coach, for listening. Any other, Coach, you want to say anything, any opinion or anything, Coach, while I have you? Like, I don't think there's going to be that springboard back where everybody just, oh, look at this. This is bad. You know, like rips the shorts. I don't know. The plan was what? I want to finish what I started here. 44.20 that broke it. Okay. 43.50. Here, I'll show you what I'm showing. This is the, come on, right here. Here's our plan. Oh, shit. Short FCX. I can't do it, Coach. I know why you say it, but I can't do it. Although I am long natural gas a little bit, so I'm being hypocritical. Hold on, I got you. Let me finish this. The plan was right here. Okay. 43.40. 43.40. So we sell. So right now the ES minis are 43.80. We're 43.40 fails and 4,300. So we got another 40 handles. That new highs. All right. No, noted. I asked for an opinion. I got it. Let's look what Coach is looking at. If you didn't do it on the new video, on the 9:30 video. I see what he's looking at. FCX is not made new high. I get it. I do. I get it. There's Alcoa. I know it's a different stock. Relax. I know it's a different sector. Let's look at SCCO if we're talking about copper. SCCO. Okay, let's look at TECK. What else? Let's look at this. All this gold had all this volume going in. Same thing. Let's look at lithium stocks. No good. Let's look at the main page. This HPK. I shorted the rise. That's what happens when you short a strong stock. So let's look at the US movers list. The final say. You share. US movers list. Nectar down the most. Cold. Thank you. IO up nicely now. Oil squeezes. Boil, oil. UNG, nat gas, oil, SD, vet, nat gas, CVI on the low list. Labu. Wow. Labu's 14. It's 12. Labu. Didn't get stubborn there, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. And I could blow that up, and I had a lot of it. In just a week, it went from 16 to 12 a week. What is that? $3? 20% a week? Gee. I got it. Coach noted with FCX. So everybody, I'll sign off now. Any other questions I'm going to address after lunch? I apologize. Keep going, kid. I apologize if I went on tangents. So I'll be back after lunch. Please, everybody, the more that everybody posts, the more the flow is, the more it makes it easier, right? So everybody, be prudent. I'm just going to stay. I will stay active, but I'm not going to add anything long. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to wait for these couple of weeks, and I don't think I'm alone here. It doesn't make it right. But until then, thanks for tuning in. Trade well. Cheers.